Hello, hello. My name is Jesse. I'm an RV solar installer and master electrician, and today we're going to be checking out an off-grid electrical system that we installed in a 2021 Keystone fifth wheel RV. Let's check it out. All right, guys, we're gonna break this video down into 4 parts. Customer goals, system that we designed for them, a product feature, and then what we liked about the rig. Let's jump into it. All right, so let's talk about the customer goals. But first, I have a question for you guys. Have you ever woken up at around 3 a.m. to the sound of your RV batteries dying? Well, I have. It's a terrible situation. Whether you are an experienced RVer or this is your first time RVing, always a very frustrating thing to wake up to your batteries dying, not making it through the night. That being said, this customer reached out to us for this exact reason. They bought a brand new RV and they were sick of their house batteries dying all the time. It would wake them up in the middle of the night and it's just a frustrating place to be. They did some research, they found us. So we designed a beautiful system for them. Let's talk about that now. All right, let's talk about the system that we designed for them. It's a beautiful system, really robust, pretty much all the upgrades. We have an inverter charger upgrade, a lithium battery upgrade, a solar upgrade, a DC to DC charging upgrade, and a remote monitoring upgrade. Let's check them out one by one. So we started with a 12 volt, 3000 watt inverter charger. This is going to take care of charging the batteries from shore power. And also when there's no shore power available, it will produce 120 volts for major appliances like air conditioners, microwaves, and other high power appliances. With an inverter of this size, you need a pretty large battery bank to support it. With this lithium upgrade, we went with 2 Battleborn Game Changer 3s. That's a 270 amp hour battery. Since we have 2, that's a total of 540 amp hours for this battery bank. More than enough for this customer. They really wanted to make sure and go overkill with the battery just to be absolutely positive that they're not going to run out. We also did a solar upgrade. It's very routine for us to at least double the amount of wattage for the solar array based on the battery capacity. So for this system, we have a 12 volt, 540 amp hour. So we found it at least appropriate to install 1000 watts of solar on the roof, and it keeps the batteries charged up all the time when they're using it or when they're not using it. We also did a DC to DC charging upgrade. This upgrade is going to utilize the alternator of the towing vehicle, take some excess power from that, and charge our house bank in the RV. This is really good for those who like to travel often, moving from place to place, and just trying to top off the batteries as you go. And of course, with a system like this, we did a remote monitoring upgrade. This allows us to do a couple things. Connect the system to itself. All the chargers and devices are going to talk to each other and communicate better. It's going to compartmentalize all the connected components, such as the solar controllers, your shunt, your inverter charger, and of course, any other connected device you're going to be able to see on a beautiful touch screen. It helps you learn your system. You can see the flow of energy, where it's coming, where it's going. Just a really effective tool to learn your new off-grid system. But possibly the best part, and why this customer wanted it, was for the online connectivity. Once the system is connected to the internet, we as the installer can keep an eye on it and track all of its progress throughout the year. So let's jump into the computer and I'll show you just what some of that looks like. All right, let's talk a little bit about how the system tracks, logs, and uploads information. For the main graphs here, this is AC input. This is going to represent things like shore power or generator power. We have AC output. That's going to say when our inverter is outputting power. Battery state of charge. Let's open this one. This is an important one. State of charge is represented between 0, which is an empty battery, and 100%, which is a full battery. we can see that over the past 6 months, the battery hasn't been cycled very hard, maybe down to 60%, or this is 20% here. But what this means is that there's a lot of usable capacity that's not being utilized. This could be for a number of reasons. Maybe they're not using the RV for long periods of time. Maybe they're just not as comfortable yet with using that much battery capacity. I believe as customers become more comfortable with their system, they'll feel more comfortable running these batteries down to 50% or down to 30% before plugging it in or needing another charge. This is a really good graph to learn systems and how people are using systems. Let's continue. We have battery voltage and current. We have our DC system, solar charger, voltage and amperage. And here's another one, battery temperature we can look at. This is important. Obviously, lithium batteries have temperature parameters, so it's always important to keep an eye on how the system is performing in temperature. All right, guys, let's jump into our product feature of the day. Okay, so today we are talking about wire connectors. Okay, some people call these Wagos. Wago is the brand name, but Wago makes lots of different wire connectors, and this is definitely a popular one. So it's called a lever nut because it actually has a levering system. It shows you the correct strip length right here, 13 mil. Okay, so we'll strip off a little bit more here. I like to twist the wires a little. And then you simply flip the lever up, insert the wire, and flip the lever down. Okay, and that's a rock solid connection. That is not going anywhere. So the question becomes, why do we need a lever nut? Good question. Short answer is that wire nuts, which would be the equivalent type of wire connector we would use in a house, are not suitable for RVs. In RVs, I describe it that it's like an earthquake on the inside and a hurricane on the outside. It's not untrue. It's a violent circumstance for any electrical system to be installed in. That being said, these wire nuts have the tendency to spin off of wires, which inevitably could just leave a wire connection exposed that could be grounded or shorted or potentially electrocute somebody. Unsafe circumstance, you would never want that. So the reason we use lever nuts is because they can't spin off. Once you insert the wire in the connector and the lever is there, it can't come back out. The lever nuts that we usually use come in two sizes. We have a 20 amp, which is, it's going to accommodate a 12 gauge wire, or a 30 amp, which is a slightly larger profile and will accommodate a 10 gauge wire. So to break it down, lever nuts are much safer than wire nuts in an RV. I'll link the two that we most commonly use below, and that's the product feature for the day. Keep it safe. All right, guys, this is just a brief overview of what remote monitoring is. We're not going to do a deep dive today. We have a good blog post about it, and we're doing a video on it too, so check those out if you want to learn more about it. Otherwise, this was just to give you a little taste of what it can do. This is a really great install. Had a great time. I think the customer is super pleased with the system, having owned it for over 6 months now and using it throughout the summer. They really enjoyed not running out of battery power, not having to worry about their electrical system. It's a great boondocking rig. They can go out next summer. I believe that they'll feel a little bit more comfortable. They can maybe cycle their batteries a little bit harder, start using some air conditioning, and just splurge a little bit with their battery capacity. Great system, great install. Thanks for watching, guys. If you think that any of our services could be of use to you, you can find us on the web at powerofadventure.us. You can find us at Graver Electric LLC on Facebook and Power of Adventure on Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate every view. As always, we'll see you next time.